What's up, everyone? AJ here on Day Trader Boomer Bust, here with today's recap. I hope you had a great day. I unfortunately struggled today when I tried to short a stock on SSR. After struggling with that for a bit, it became the catalyst to really just losing control with my trading. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's get to it. So this is today's watch list. I post this every morning between 9 and 9:15 a.m. on my Twitter. If you want to make sure to catch that, go ahead and give me a follow at AJ Tabayan. So on the primary watch list, I had Can, which was trading on earnings, and then I had Roblox that had news as catalyst, and then I also had Win as a continuation play. And then on the secondary, I had Snap and Baba based off of their daily charts, and then Apple, FCell, and LVS all as continuation plays. So as you saw from the teaser image, today was not a good day. I took a pretty significant loss or drawdown, which is actually more than my max loss for the day. My max loss is supposed to be 3R, so obviously that in and of itself was really disappointing. I think days like today, I have no problem with losses. Everybody will take losses, but today was especially troublesome because I broke rules and it was avoidable. These days happen. I realize that. Fortunately, I've been able to avoid them for the most part, but they definitely do still creep up in my game, obviously, and just something that I think is going to have to be an ongoing effort for me to avoid doing. So as you can see, I took a 4.5R loss today. I took 20 trades today, and again, obviously most of them were losers. We're not going to go over all of them because most of it, as I mentioned in the intro, was just uncontrolled trading. But I'll show you some of the positions that I took. I started the day off solid because I felt good. This week overall has been a pretty solid week. I started trading LVS, and I took this off of sorry, let me just get to the open here. LVS, this was in the morning, and okay. So I was pretty patient at the at the open because I didn't want to get into anything too prematurely. As you can see, LVS traded in this range here, and it came up and seemed to be struggling to hold above the opening price here. So what I did was when it seemed to fail to push above the 200 SMA here, I went short when it pushed back below the opening price. Unfortunately, that was pretty short-lived, and it immediately came back on me and stopped me out here for just under a 1R loss because I had moved it did go in my direction for a bit, and then I had moved my stop loss. After that, I traded Roblox, and sorry, let's pull that up here. There it is. On Roblox, it was, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out here what it is that I did. Okay, so let's, it'll be easier if I just pull up the 5-minute chart. Over here on Roblox, as you can see, it threw this upside down hammer on pretty high volume. Oh, sorry, you know what? Is this even the open? No, it's not. My apologies. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of sorts today. Recaps like today are not, they're never easy. It is what it is, but okay, so a Roblox, you can see that it sold off here at the open, and then really bounced off of S6 over here and pushed back up, but it failed to push above the 1 minute opening range. So when it threw these tweezers here at the top, I went short, probably a little early because I should have waited for the break at the bottom of this particular candle. So unfortunately, it came back and stopped me out. I went short again as it pushed back, but let's clear that out. As it pushed back below VWAP, and again, this one stopped me out. But this was not a full 1 hour loss because it had gone in my direction and I had moved my stop loss to just above VWAP. And then finally, on what you'll see here is it did push up, and it seemed to not want to go get up to S3. So when it pushed back down, I waited a couple candles to I was gonna go short at the break at the bottom of this candle here. It did go I did manage to get in there again a little bit early, but this time it did work, and I got a full R profit on that, which put me at break even for the day, I believe, at that point. So it was a little bit of an up and down morning, but nothing that was really too concerning. Things got a little sideways when I went back and I went back to LVS and tried to trade that. Now the challenge here is that, as I mentioned in the intro, is that LVS was on SSR. Now if you don't know, SSR stands for short selling restriction. And really all that is just a fancy way of saying that you just can't enter a trade by going short. You have to, you can't enter a trade short when the price is on a downtick. You have to catch an uptick. So the price has to be moving up it's got to be a limit order into your, into your order, and then has to go down. Now that is a little bit troublesome. Sorry if I didn't explain that well, but feel free to look it up for a better explanation on Google. But basically, it's challenging for me because as a momentum and breakout trader, I rely on the ability to be able to get in once when I see the price action break through a level downwards, or when it's on short selling restriction, I have to kind of more anticipate. I have to anticipate the downward move and get filled as it moves up before it breaks down. So this becomes challenging. And, I was really looking at this S3 level here. So you can see that I went short over here, and I got stopped out, and I went short again and got stopped out. So at the end of the day, I was really just trying to get the perfect entry, and that is a challenging proposition for me when it's on SSR. That's just a fact. And I should have just realized that and stopped trying. There were other opportunities elsewhere, but I got fixated on this, and obviously, this little over trading, and this was really uncontrolled because there was no real setup here. This kind of put me in a pretty decent hole for the day that I would have to kind of dig out of, and just really affected my psyche for the day. I did catch an okay move here, but at this point, I partialed here, which I shouldn't have, because I would have got my 2R profit target, and I tried to hold on. So at this point, what happens now is, instead of me sticking to my game plan, because I've now dug a hole for myself, now I'm trying to squeeze more out of my trade book plays than I normally would. And I took these two partial, tried an add as it came back to me, instead of just letting the trade come back to me at break even. So now when it did come back to me, I took a loss. Just that it just kind of snowballs. A day like today, for me anyways, and maybe you can relate, kind of just snowballs, and it just feels, you're not seeing the market clearly anymore because you're trying to do things that you don't normally do, and you're trying to recover when really you should just kind of, realize that maybe it's not your day, and put the shovel down and stop digging. So when it's all said and done, let's just kind of go back here. These are all those trades on LVS. Just really poor trading overall. And I did take a few more trades, like I said, on Snap. You can see on Snap and Roblox. And at this stage, after this here, I really felt that I was just trying to manufacture or create opportunities where there really was none. I managed very, very small wins. You can see this. This is a very small win. That's like 0.5 R. This one's a 0.6 R win. It's not what you normally see from me, where a win is like this, where it should be over 2 R. And then at the end of the day, I was just grasping at straws. So when it's all said and done, when dust settled, I was minus 4.5 R, and a lot of this loss was just, I got nobody else to blame but myself. It was really self-inflicted. Fortunately, the one plus I can take from experiencing a day like this once again is that, one, they don't happen frequently for me anymore, which is great. And when they do, even though I lost control, I did well to not go completely berserk and just go into I don't care mode. I don't care mode is basically just taking trades all over the place, no matter what, and not even caring where you're at for the day. Even though I did end up being over my max stop loss, I was still keenly aware of where I was for the day. And I know it sounds foolish to say now, but I wasn't going to allow myself to blow my account up. I feel I'm a little bit more disciplined now than I was a year ago, let's say. So it is what it is. I'm still up. I'm still green for the week, which is a positive, and I'm decently green over the past couple weeks after a solid week next week. So right now, all we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on leaving today where it is, moving on and starting fresh tomorrow, and finishing the week off strong with 2 solid trading days. Regardless of what the end P&L result is, I just want to make sure that I'm in control, and that's a constant mantra for me. You've heard me say it before, and I'm probably going to continue to have to say it to myself, because it's this isn't something that your development as a trader, at least in my experience, is not a one and done thing. I think that it's a constant, it's like smoking. I feel, if you're going to quit smoking, you don't just quit and done. I think that it's something, quitting smoking is a decision you need to make every time you get a craving. So every time you get a craving, you're deciding that I'm not going to smoke, because I'm quitting at that point. So I think that with my trading and trading in general, this is something I have to continually remind myself, stick to your rules, keep a level head, and just trade well, and the results will come. And hopefully you are doing or will do the same. So thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully you appreciated what I shared today, and hopefully it helps you avoid similar situations. And until the next trading day, this is AJ on Day Trader Boom or Bust, signing out. Cheers.